Good morning, and welcome to the commencement exercises of Mount Holyoke College. My name is Kijua Sanders McMurtry. I serve as the Vice President for Equity and Inclusion and Chief Diversity Officer at Mount Holyoke. I use she, they pronouns. We would like to begin today's event by acknowledging that those of us in Western Massachusetts are occupying the land once resided upon by the Nonotuck people. We would also like to acknowledge the neighboring Indigenous nations, the Nipmuc and the Wampanoag to the east, the Mohican and Pequot to the south, the Mohican to the west, and the Abenaki to the north. Please consider the land where you reside in the presence of the original inhabitants of that land, who were impacted by settler colonization and may have been forcibly removed. As we begin this morning's event, I want to thank you for joining this important reflection. And I'd like to invite all of us here today to again think of the original inhabitants of the land where you are presently located. What histories were erased? Whose voices were lost? How do we reclaim in this moment the stories that have yet to be told and those that should be cultivated with care and compassion? These are not questions posed idly. In the spirit of naming and reclaiming our place in these stories, we must turn our eyes to this community and setting so dear to our hearts. We celebrate all of the graduating students and your families and loved ones that join us for this momentous occasion. In the spirit of Indigenous ancestors who understood that land acknowledgements were critical to reflection and to honor our love for the earth and our humanity, we welcomed you into this virtual event. I am reminded of a quote by United States racial justice activist Yuri Kochiyama. In her 2004 book, Passing It On, she wrote, quote, "Just remember that what you put on your pedestal will be your main influence in your life. I am hoping you place love for your family, friends, and humanity, service to your community, concern for human rights, justice, and human dignity on your pedestal. Life is not what you alone make it. Life is the input of everyone who touched your life and every experience that entered it. We are all a part of one another," end quote. While we recognize that there has been so much pain and loss over the course of our lives, and especially within this past year, it is perhaps because of what we've lost that we revel in moments of joy and celebration like today's graduation. I hope you remember the words of Yuri Kochiyama as we are all indeed a part of one another. Congratulations to every graduate of Mount Holyoke College. May all that you contribute in the future help heal yourself, your loved ones, and the world. Thank you. It's been an honor to be a part of your journey.
Good morning. On behalf of the Board of Trustees and by the authority of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, I'm pleased to call the 184th commencement of Mount Holyoke College to order. Let me be the first to offer official congratulations to the members of the class of 2021, Francis Perkins Scholars, and Post-Baccalaureate and Master's students. Then let me add my heartfelt congratulations to your loved one, families, and friends who have helped you get to this monumental point in your lives. Today, we also honor Mount Holyoke's extraordinary faculty and staff who have taught our graduates the joy and impact that comes from active curiosity, open-minded thinking, analytical rigor, and intellectual discourse. You've all benefited from Mount Holyoke's intellectually adventurous education. For those of you graduating today, I dare say your time at Mount Holyoke has been remarkable in many ways during these unprecedented times. You've all charted your paths differently, but share the success that allows you to be here today. Undoubtedly, each and every one of you has grown in many ways through your experience here at Mount Holyoke. You're well poised for whatever you encounter outside these beautiful gates and will accomplish great things. Following today's festivities, you will join over 39,000 of your fellow alums who are actively making the world a better place. We welcome you. Congratulations. You have my very, very best wishes.
Trustees, honoured guests, members of the faculty, colleagues, our distinguished graduates, the class of 2021, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you are in the world, I join Karina Strella, Chair of the Mount Holyoke Board of Trustees, in extending to you a warm welcome as we join together in celebrating Mount Holyoke's exceptionally accomplished class of 2021, Francis Perkins Scholars, graduate students, and our distinguished honorary degree recipients. Throughout this ceremony, you'll hear from members of the Mount Holyoke faculty who as chairs bring greetings and congratulations on behalf of their department colleagues. And before we begin, I'd also like to take a moment to recognize all of the faculty who have worked with great dedication and intellectual energy to be present with you today, class of 2021, as you take the degrees that you so richly deserve. Along the way, you've also been supported by the generous and loyal staff of the college, and I know that they too join me in congratulating you and sending you from this cherished place with their warmest wishes for your continued success and happiness. This is not how any of us imagined this moment, nor how we envisaged celebrating the achievements of all those receiving degrees today. There is no greater joy than that of being in community with family and friends, trustees, faculty, staff, and alums as we mark this point of arrival, this transitional moment, and this new beginning for our newest graduates. As in 2020, the public health conditions, the travel disruptions, and the dispersal of our graduates due to the global pandemic recommended a different approach. And we hope that you'll find a way across the miles to create a unique celebration wherever you are and to participate in the one that we've created for you today. In preparing for this day, for this Mount Holyoke's 184th commencement, I have been struck by two things. First, the care and concern, the empathy that everyone involved has brought to the discussion and the planning. The desire to ensure that whatever the location and situation of each one of our graduates, they could participate in this moment and surrounded by those who helped them to reach this milestone. Secondly, I've been moved by the commitment to celebration, to renewal and to hope after these long months of isolation, social and political division, and a national reckoning with racism. As we all hope for a radical departure from injustice, suffering, and loss, and an end to this pandemic. And as we gather to reflect on your last 15 months as students and your individual journeys to graduation, I'm struck by the way in which empathy is core to the humanistic thought, and to the liberal arts, central then to your Mount Holyoke education, and a much needed response to our present moment and to our collective future. Empathy, it seems to me, is the most important of human attributes. It is a pillar of social understanding and the core of all of our interactions. It is the connective experience that underpins friendships as much as it fuels advocacy and collective action. And it all begins with curiosity about others and about yourself. And if ever a moment needed curiosity, it's this one. This moment in time, this moment in human history is one that is anything but clear or certain. And that is why it will be especially important for you to be and to remain curious about yourselves, to embrace the unfamiliar to the best of your ability, and to understand your own vulnerabilities. This not only so that you can thrive, but so that you can connect with others close to you, like you, and others who may take a very different perspective or have nothing at all in common with you. Strength grows from introspection, from knowing yourself, but your curiosity always also finds greater purpose when it is directed toward others and used to connect with them and their struggles and pains empathically. To do this requires courage, for as Maya Angelou says, while we may all have empathy, we may not have the courage to display it. The deep and engaging work you have done across the liberal arts at Mount Holyoke, the studies of the human mind and a variety of organisms, the reading, creative writing and literary criticism, the coding and robotics, the critical social thought and study of gender, race and societies, the systems, languages, ideologies, cultures, histories and religions that you have encountered, these have all prepared you to be curious, to ask critical questions, to seek out answers, and to use your talents to create connections of every kind, to be courageous in your learning, and empowered in your pursuit of not only of what is interesting, but of what is good, what is right, and what is just. To reach this point, you spent many hours in disciplined work of every kind, in labs, in the library, on the field, in the studio and on stage, through the lens of the microscope and the camera, and of course, on Zoom. You spent time in conversation and discussion. You've been shaped by that work and those exchanges as much as you have shaped them. In this process, you have become the person that you are. And together, you have grown as the class of 2021, a class that knows that curiosity, courage, and empathy are the foundations of collective endeavor and leadership and can bring about radical change. Public philosopher Jonathan Krznaric identifies 6 habits of highly empathic people. And not surprisingly, these habits include curiosity. He tells us that we should cultivate curiosity about strangers, challenge prejudices and discover commonalities, try another person's life, listen hard and open up, inspire mass action and social change, and develop an ambitious imagination. The great opportunity of a Mount Holyoke experience in education is that it fosters such endeavors. It exposes us all to lives and perspectives different from our own, invites us into intimate conversations, encourages us to share our most fundamental beliefs, commitments, and experiences, and drives us to reach beyond curiosity for its own sake, beyond a kind of voyeurism that such personal interactions can sometimes create, in order to make a deep, empathic connection that is not only life-changing and for both parties, but that can be world-changing. Joining you today in receiving degrees from Mount Holyoke are 3 individuals who've distinguished themselves in 3 very different ways. 2 of them are Mount Holyoke alums, Rabia Javari Aga, class of 1983, and Chloe Zhao, class of 2005. And the third, Yo-Yo Ma, made the great life choice of marrying Jill Horner, Mount Holyoke class of 1974. Today, alongside your accomplishments, class of 2021, we will celebrate theirs and the many ways in which empathy has been a part of their careers and their success, bringing great vision and with it, great change. You'll hear more about them in just a minute, but each of them has demonstrated these many qualities, made empathy and an ambitious imagination a part of their professional practice in ways that serves to advance their art form, their profession, and our global human connection and condition. Empathy then is a practice and it's an opportunity. But as Claudia Rankin reminds us, it is not in and of itself enough. Empathy, she says, is not a cure. Rather, by making empathy a central part of your own engagement with others and a part of your own ambitious imagination, you, class of 2021, can be empaths who make radical change, whatever the ways you are able to make a difference may be. That is what this experience and education have prepared you for, what has brought you to this day and to this door, to adapt Mary Lyon's 1837 welcome for this moment of departure and the new intellectual, professional, and personal adventures upon which you are about to embark. May you all accomplish great things, and may you do so with the advancement of humankind and our planet always at the center, and with generous curiosity, ambitious imagination, unlimited courage, and especially with great empathy. Congratulations, class of 2021.
Oh, hi. Hi, I didn't see you there. Hi, I'm Valerie Barr. I'm chair of the computer science department and co-lead of the data science program. And I want to say congratulations. Congratulations to the computer science and the data science majors. For those of you who were on campus this term, it was really great to see you. And for the rest of you, it was wonderful to see you online. Not the same, but you all made it through. It was really tough, but you've done it. And so heartfelt congratulations from all of us in computer science and all of us involved with the data science program.
Hi, my name is Luke Wilson, and I'm the chair of the economics department. I just want to join my colleagues in congratulating the members of the class of 2021, economics majors and minors, as well as all of the graduates of in this distinguished class. What a remarkable year. We did it. Thank you for your resilience. Thank you for your adaptability. And I look forward to the years of repair as we fix our economy, as we repair our world. Congratulations.
My name is Jeff Suni, Chair of the Department of Classics and Italian. And today I'm joined by two of the most senior members of my department to offer greetings to the class of 2021. With Cicero on one side, Augustus on the other, together, we wish you a very happy commencement weekend with family and friends. And for your lives beyond the gates of Mount Holyoke, we say bonum felicitatem. Congratulations and best wishes.
Hello, graduating class of 2021. My name is Desmond Fitzgibbon, and on behalf of the faculty, staff, and students in the Department of History, I want to wish our majors and all of the graduating class the very best as you walk across the virtual platform this spring. Congratulations.
Congratulations, critical social thinkers and CST majors. I raise a glass of caffeine to you. Never forget how much you can change the hearts and minds and material realities of those around you. I can't wait to see all that you do in the future. Congratulations.
Hi, soy Nieves Romero Díaz y en nombre de todos los miembros del programa de español en el Departamento de Spanish, Latina, Latino and Latin American Studies, quiero dar la enhorabuena a la clase del 2021, en particular a nuestro estudiantado, majors, minors y quienes hayan estudiado con nosotros alguna clase de español durante su tiempo en Mount Holyoke College. Ha sido un año muy difícil, pero lo hemos conseguido. Les vamos a echar mucho de menos. Muchísimas felicidades.
It is now my pleasure to introduce our student speaker, Casey Repke. Casey is graduating today from Mount Holyoke College with a double major in physics and politics and a nexus in journalism, media, and public discourse. As part of her undergraduate studies, she conducted research on granular flow systems in Professor Kirsten Nordstrom's lab in the physics department, and she also wrote an honors thesis in politics. Beyond the classroom, her co-curricular experience spans captaining the varsity rowing team, editing the Mount Holyoke News, broadcasting for WMHC radio, and serving on student government, both in Senate and for the class board of 2021. She has also been an active participant in the Campus Unitarian Universalist group and worked as a SOAR mentor and as a liaison for the SOAR program, as well as a teaching assistant in physics. Please welcome Casey Repke.
Welcome, everyone, faculty, staff, families, and loved ones, and a special welcome to my dear fellow Green Griffins from the class of 2021. After a year shaped by the losses of the COVID-19 pandemic, I know that I cannot be the only one to feel that this moment of celebration is surreal and challenging and maybe more bitter than sweet. And so, I want to make you a promise. This speech will not be about the pandemic. It will be about us and our accomplishments, not all that we missed out on. And so, congratulations to the class of 2021. We have shown strength and resilience to the nth degree, and we're here on the day of our college graduation, surrounded by the community who loves us, cheering us on. When I spoke to a few classmates in the middle of our last spring term, I posed a question to them. What is your favorite part about being a Mount Holyoke student? The answer was obvious and unanimous: the community. At the risk of sounding like an admissions brochure, the community was what brought so many of us to Mount Holyoke in the first place. When I first stepped foot on Mount Holyoke's campus, it was a gray, drippy, drizzly day in March. Our class has seen so many of these days, where the rain seems to show no signs of letting the sun shine through. And yet, even with the stormy weather, which from my Californian perspective seemed a little harsh for March, I saw the unmistakable beauty of our campus and the huddled clusters of students making their way from building to building. The residence halls, instead of being shrouded by gray, seemed to glow brighter with the potential for learning, as cheesy as it may sound. I stayed overnight on my admitted students weekend, and in the morning, I woke up on the floor of a Wilder single with the sunlight streaming through the window. It was sunny and warm, nothing like the drizzly day of my first visit. Skinner Green was buzzing with the energy of students, talking, laughing, studying, and relaxing together. Together. I knew that I wanted to be a part of that together. It was the togetherness of convocation, after all, that united our class for the first time, covered in green glitter and chanting our class year, 2021. It was the togetherness of our first MNCs, sitting on the floor of the library and befriending classmates in record time. It was the togetherness of first-year seminars, where we sat with each other in the classroom for the first time. We each brought our own unique experiences and histories to the table, and we learned that at Mount Holyoke, community extends to the classroom. After all, the Mount Holyoke community would not be complete without the incredible, life-changing faculty who shaped our experiences, challenged our worldviews, and became our trusted allies in the pursuit of knowledge. It was the togetherness of our community that restored my faith in Mount Holyoke and made me feel supported when we rallied together for survivors of sexual assault on the steps of the Student Center in fall 2018. It was the togetherness of student activism, where brave leaders from our class consistently advocated for racial justice, for climate justice, for diversity in the classroom, and support from the college. Togetherness in collective action is something to be deeply proud of. It was the togetherness of traditions that formally welcomed us into the Mount Holyoke community, like O101 or the Honor Code ceremony, and the countless other traditions that reminded us how much we belong in this space. My favorite Mount Holyoke tradition is actually one of the most mundane. Don't get me wrong, I love the excitement of Mountain Day, the beauty of Vespers, or even the sweet symbolism of growing alongside our first-year plants. But still, my favorite Mount Holyoke tradition is the library stairs. For our guests who may be unfamiliar, the Williston Library Atrium has a set of 2 stairs which split in the middle to ascend from the ground floor to the reading room 1 level above. Above each set of stairs is a class flag with the color and animal representing each class. Red Pegasi and yellow sphinxes on the right, blue lions and green griffins on the left. Superstition says that you have to take the stairs that match your class flag or otherwise risk not graduating. This tradition isn't flashy or even really noticeable until you're walking with a friend from a different class year and you pause your conversation to weave up opposite staircases. The library stairs are my favorite tradition because they are mundane. It's an everyday reminder of the history, legacy, tradition, and community of Mount Holyoke, and how our footprints are part of it all. At the risk of sounding even cheesier than I have so far, I like to think that the class of 2021 is a bit like that set of library stairs. We may drift apart in the middle of our journey, but we'll always come back together. Okay, I need to be honest with you all. I have to break my promise for just one moment. Because the pandemic did disrupt our campus life, and I would be remiss to not acknowledge how deeply this disruption affected our campus community. March 2020 was right in the middle of our junior year spring semester, which meant not only that students living on campus were suddenly scattered across the globe after the campus closure, but it also meant that so many of our classmates were already scattered, studying abroad around the world. March 2020 was not the last time we were all together. We had already made the decision to be apart. It was the reality that we would not return to each other, which hurts so much. And yet, I did not for a second doubt the strength of community for the class of 2021. We have managed togetherness, even while apart. We are together, even when we're not physically together. That is the greatest accomplishment we have achieved in this weird, chaotic time. I want to end this reflection on togetherness with none other than Emily Dickinson, poet and, of course, a member of the Mount Holyoke community. This is poem 1383 by Emily Dickinson. Long years apart can make no breach a second cannot fill. The absence of the witch does not invalidate the spell. The embers of 1,000 years, uncovered by the hand that fondled them when they were fire, will stir and understand. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2021.
Hi, I'm Leisha Boughton.
I'm Gina Seipel.
And I'm Amanda McCuba.
I'm Lisa Iglesias.
And on behalf of the Faculty of Studio Art, we want to congratulate all of the graduating seniors in the class of 2021. To our majors, we will miss you all. We are so thrilled for you. Congratulations. We hope you go out and do wonderful creative things. And to all of the graduating Mount Holyoke seniors, congratulations. Come back and see us and stay in touch.
Hi, my name is Ken Kolodner, and on behalf of the Program in Neuroscience and Behavior, I want to congratulate all of our graduating majors and the entire class of 2021. And from the bottom of our hearts and from our frontal lobes to our occipital lobes, we congratulate you. Well done. You did it.
Hi, I'm Rachel Fink from the Biology Department.
And I'm Patty Brennan.
And we just want to say congratulations to our bio majors who are graduating in 2021 and to the entire class of 2021.
This was an extraordinary year that really highlighted how resilient you all are. And we just can't wait to see what you will do next. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Hi, everyone. My name is Casey Hayden. On behalf of the Psychology and Education Department, I want to congratulate all of our majors and the entire class of 2021. We are so proud of you, and we wish all of you the very best.
Hi, this is Amina Steinfels. On behalf of the Religion Department, I'd like to congratulate our graduating religion majors and the class of 2021.
Greetings. My name is Karen Remler, and I'm the chair of the German Studies Department. On behalf of all of us here, I congratulate you, German majors, minors, anyone who ever took a German studies course, and of course, all of you graduating this year in 2021. I commend you all on your dedication to critical thinking, to working outside of your comfort zones, and for breaking down borders of all kinds. Viel Glück und alles Gute.
Madam President, I have the honor to present for the degree of Doctor of Laws, Rabia Javeri Aga.
Rabia Javeri Aga, you once wrote that our humanity calls upon us to empathize with others' misfortune because it could one day be our own. In so many ways, your groundbreaking work in Pakistan embodies this simple, powerful call to action. For more than 35 years, you've worked tirelessly through government to give voice to those so often rendered voiceless. You've striven to expose injustice, to fix broken laws, to make the idea of universal human rights a reality across Pakistan. As Secretary of the Ministry of Human Rights, you led a team of 1,500 people across the country with the mission of promoting the rights of women, children, LGBT individuals, and other marginalized groups. Among your many accomplishments, you were instrumental in drafting 18 human rights bills to end child marriage and to reform the juvenile justice system. Most of this proposed legislation became law. You have written that the way a country treats its prisoners says a lot about its values, echoing the words of Nelson Mandela. You have pushed for prison and criminal justice reform since the 1980s, just a few years after you graduated from Mount Holyoke. Resisting the incarceration of juveniles, you work with resolve to create a new system of community service. And in your dedication to this work, you formed a special commission exposing the ways in which Pakistan's prisons fell short of the standards of the United Nations. You have always been a strong defender of women and gender equity, and the power of your own voice and your staunch advocacy have earned you the distinction of being the first woman to be appointed as president of the Pakistan Administrative Service. You have played a pivotal role in creating protective systems and resources for victims of violence, including Pakistan's largest public-private women's shelter and a national helpline. You have fought for gender equality, both in spearheading the country's first gender-based budget analysis and in ensuring that governmental institutes give women the vocational training that they need and deserve. You have also fought for transgender rights, committing the Ministry of Human Rights to protections for transgender individuals. Last year, you demonstrated that commitment by ensuring that a delegation that you led before a committee of the United Nations Human Rights Commission included a transgender woman. This was a global first. Despite the many obstacles that you have faced in this work and the work yet to be done, you have persisted in making change within Pakistan. Your own career embodies that change. Even in this moment, as you step away from decades of exceptional government service, you continue to insist on gender equality in government, launching Women in Policy Pakistan, an initiative created to inspire women to become policymakers and to mentor them in that work. You know better than most that equality on paper is not the same as true lived equality. Even in retirement then, your work continues. Civilization starts with service to others, you have said. Your decades of fighting for human rights in Pakistan prove the powerful truth of this statement. For your outstanding public service, and for the example that you yourself have set for gender equity across Pakistan and beyond, Mount Holyoke College is proud to bestow upon you the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa. Congratulations.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, President Stephens, respected alumni and faculty, my illustrious co-recipients, Yu Ma and Chloe Zhao, it is indeed a privilege to receive an honorary doctorate of law from my alma mater, Mount Holyoke College. My special thanks to the selection committee. And dear, dear graduates, it is wonderful to share your joy at this momentous occasion. It was 1980 when I first arrived at Mount Holyoke, the year of big hair and bold colors. It was also the first time I stepped out of the cocoon of my parents' home and discovered the thrill of independence. I was the first girl of my family to travel to the United States for education, and Mount Holyoke felt like a distant world. But as our close-knit circle of friends at Ham Hall found each other through shared moments of joy and homesickness, Mount Holyoke became my home. It became the nursing ground for what I am today. Memories of those happy days are woven into the tapestry of my life, and it is these memories that I go back to in times of sadness or uncertainty. The process of life is not simply linear, but it loops back in time to visions, to feelings buried deep in our past. And so it is that my journey links back to recollections and nostalgia of that wonderful time at Mount Holyoke. My desire for social and political change was sown in heated debates in Vinnie Ferraro's class and during the anti-apartheid protests outside Skinner Hall. Mary Jacob and her late husband, Thomas, opened their homes and their hearts, and they taught me of kindness, the kindness of hospitality to strangers. Mary Lyon's commitment to global education and change resonated in my own awakening. It fired my ambition to challenge patriarchy and to dismantle the walls of discrimination and injustice. My career has not been without its challenges, but those challenges also mark many firsts. The first woman in a smoky news desk of the Dawn newspaper, the first female federal secretary in the Ministry of Human Rights, the first president of the Pakistan Civil Services Association. These are some of my successes, but my road has not been smooth. I have had my work shut down, sabotaged. I have faced silent disregard and open discrimination. And I have struggled hard to find my place in a country ranked as the 6th most dangerous place in the world for women. When I sat the civil service exam 37 years ago, I was one of 2 women selected amongst 100 male colleagues in the district administration. Bureaucracy had just opened up for women, and we had few, if any, torchbearers to show us the path or its pitfalls. Keeping these difficulties in mind, I founded a national mentorship program for women in policy. In those days, however, we simply waffled our way through uncharted and often unwelcoming terrain. What kept us focused was faith in a mission bigger than ourselves, and that mission was public service. What kept us grounded was friendship, teamwork, and cooperation. Working together, I was able to pool collective ideas and explore legislative innovations for social change. We often hear the saying, believe in yourself. But now I ask you to believe in more than yourselves. Believe in each other. Begin your journey with compassion and openness. Rise above class and gender and race and religion. Rise above the dangerous delineations that separate us, and instead embrace the common humanity that unites us all. The world that you step out onto is very, very different from the one in which you entered. Do not be daunted by it, because change allows for the opportunity of evolution. Dream and dare to defend your dreams. Be hopeful, but give hope to others. If you need acceptance, accept others. Remember that rigidity is brittle, and brittle things break. Education is more than just academics. Education is about empowerment. Enlightened education is the best antidote to ignorance and fanaticism and hatred. Each certificate that you hold in your hand today vindicates the 11,000 attacks on schools and educational institutions over the last 5 years worldwide. Each achievement of yours paves the way for a brighter future for students throughout the world. Today, your successes would not be possible without the support of your parents and your teachers. In my life, it was the unconditional love and encouragement of my parents, my late mother Aisha, my husband Agha Jan Akhtar, and my four sons that propelled me forward. Throughout the rest of your lives, when things may not be as they seem, remember the determination that has brought you all here. Remember the faith of your teachers and the support of your parents. And remember the joyous camaraderie of all your friends around you. Focus on your responsibility as graduates of this wonderful institution, as citizens of this beautiful yet battered world. And as you leave this stage of your life behind, take with you the spirit that fires this college, its legacy of courage, its legacy of possibility, and of global citizenship. Walk tall into your future. Thank you.
Madam President, I have the honor to present for the degree of Doctor of Fine Arts, Yo-Yo Ma.
Yo-Yo Ma, your prodigious musical talents led to rapid renown as your generation's finest cellist. But virtuosity and critical and commercial success were never your only goal as an artist and musician. You have aimed far higher. Culture, you have written, is an organic process that knits us together with the flexible, durable filaments that allow us to coexist and co-create. Culture creates trust, seeks truth, and asks us always to work in service of one another. In so many ways, across so many borders, you have worked in service to this higher calling that you have defined. Your generous, creative spirit has built new kinds of bridges between people and places, and in ways that only music can. You have likened yourself to a musical nomad, and this is reflected in your more than 100 albums. You have journeyed well beyond the Western classical canon, exploring the music of Appalachia, Brazil, Argentina, and many other places. In founding the global organization Silk Road more than 20 years ago, you deepened your commitment to extending the boundaries of genre and tradition, to sparking collaboration and creating a more inclusive, hopeful world. Like your career, Silk Road defies easy categorization. It is an educational mission, a cross-border cultural catalyst, a collective of artists from all over the world who engage their traditions. Above all, it is an argument that humanity's differences ought to be an invitation, not to division and defensiveness, but to growth, creativity, and celebration. Your unique and multifaceted accomplishments have been frequently recognized and the world over. They include numerous Grammy Awards, the Glenn Gould Prize, the National Medal of the Arts, Kennedy Center Honors, and the Presidential Medal of Freedom. You have been named a United Nations Messenger for Peace. Such prestige and recognition is the more richly deserved for the humility with which it has been earned. Your prodigious talent and personal commitments earned you the honor of being the first recipient of the Fred Rogers Legacy Award, an award you called perhaps the greatest honor you'd ever received. Like Mr. Rogers, you have used the power of popular culture and media to engage, inspire, and educate, while embodying universal human values. Among your many other distinctions is that of being the only person on the board of the World Economic Forum who has performed, and on more than one occasion, with the Muppets. In a lecture entitled Art for Life's Sake, you argued that the arts are core to education, healing, and collaboration in society. You said, people need each other for support beyond the immediate staples of life. They need music. The suffering and isolation of the pandemic prompted you to respond, as you always do, with music and with compassion, with songs of comfort and hope, which brought solace to an anxious, grieving world, just as you brought joy to the waiting public with an impromptu performance at a local vaccination clinic. In all these ways, you demonstrate your empathy and the healing power of art, bringing music to the world and to your neighbors in your conviction that it is the glue that joins people together. For your tireless and creative efforts to build global bridges through cross-cultural collaboration, for spreading the joys of music and art through education and civic engagement, and for your unwavering belief in the power of culture to bring humanity together, Mount Holyoke College is proud to bestow upon you the degree of Doctor of Fine Arts, honoris causa. Congratulations.
Thank you, President Stevens, for this great honor. And to the class of 2021, faculty, parents, family, administrators, friends, wow, what a year. You made it. I am so happy you all managed to navigate the uncertainty, the doubts, and the turmoil, and emerge on the other side. In times like this, I'm reminded of Fred Rogers of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, who used to recall his mother's advice. Look for the helpers. You will always find people who are helping. Well, This community is full of helpers, and with your graduation, each of you is being called to help in whatever way you can. When I think about the challenges you have faced in the past year and the difficulties we will encounter in the future, I'm inspired by something a Mount Holyoke alumna recently said to me. Mount Holyoke was my first home in the United States. I learned here, grew academically and personally, and became even more fearless and dedicated to do right and make a difference. In some ways, you automatically forget that you are a woman and that the world has set limits for you. That makes you realize that everyone is able and capable of anything they want to accomplish. No, this was not written by Jill, my beloved wife, who graduated from Mount Holyoke. I confess that I proposed to her without walking around the lake 3 times, but I did partake in many of the M&C evenings. It was, however, unfortunately before Harold's brought us the ice cream. No, those words are from Makfi Azizi, class of 2015. Makfi is from Kabul, Afghanistan, and those of you who follow the news know the dangers that educated Afghan women face. Yet, Makfi carries with her the strength of this community, a community whose values give me profound hope for the future, the very kind of hope that your very own Emily Dickinson imagined 130 years ago. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. And sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm. I heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a crumb of me. And now, let us all sing the alma mater together.
Madam President, I have the honor to present for the degree of Doctor of Humane Fine Arts, Chloe Zhao.
Chloe Zhao, there is a story you've told about growing up in China, according to which you would memorize classical Chinese poems and texts with your father, reciting them in turn, finishing one another's sentences. Your favorite of these began with the line, "People at birth are inherently good." You've recently said that you still believe these words today, and that the ability to find goodness in everyone is one of the ways you have found to persevere through trying times. This core belief and your great sensibility has enabled you to make some of the most notable and powerful films of our time. Empathy is rooted in a belief in shared humanity, and your films contain and convey both. They draw us into worlds that most of us have never known and demand that we see and hear, and most of all, that we feel the struggles of people we come to know so intimately. In your latest film, Nomadland, it is the world of Fern and others, older Americans living out of cars and vans and building community in the grim aftermath of the Great Recession. In your first two feature films, we're drawn into South Dakota's Pine Ridge Indian Reservation and the struggles of Lakota Sioux. In The Rider, Brady, an injured rodeo star, is wrestling with his path forward. In songs, My Brothers Taught Me, John, about to graduate high school, has dreams of leaving the reservation, while his younger sister, Jashawn, is searching for her own meaning of home. The stories you have chosen to tell build bridges, and they bring us closer together. They are far from typical Hollywood fare, devoutly resistant to it indeed. Yet more usual still is the way you have chosen to tell and embody them, for the most part through non-professional actors playing fictionalized versions of themselves. In your search for what you have called some kind of truth, for authentic moments, your work both represents and cultivates relationships, translating with great empathy the lived experience of your subjects into an authentic performance, into a dramatic narrative for the world to experience. Such a gambit does not come without risk, and the recognition for your artful authenticity, for your originality, for your fresh perspective and collaborative approach is richly deserved. Your films have been celebrated by critics and audiences around the world. They've been honored at prestigious film festivals and by film societies. This year, of course, Nomadland, only your third movie, received numerous British Academy Film Awards, Golden Globes, Academy Awards, and more. You became only the second woman and the first Asian woman to win the Oscar for Best Director. Just going along with the flow, taking the easy path, you have remarked in reference to trends in the film industry, is no path to distinction. We honor you for taking the path less trodden, for making visible the struggles of those in American communities who are so often unseen, and in so doing, for reminding us of our shared humanity. For staying true to your creative vision and style, for the risks that you have taken as a writer and film director, and above all, for your uncommon storytelling and empathy in these accomplishments, Mount Holyoke College is proud to bestow upon you the degree of Doctor of Fine Arts, honoris causa. Congratulations.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for the honorary degree. I'm truly humbled to be in the company of my fellow recipients. And I'd like to thank the faculty and the staff. Thank you so much for your hard work, especially with the difficult year that we've had. And I'd like to say congratulations to all the graduating students. It's so exciting. I'm thrilled for you. I remember the day when I graduated with my classmates and my professors. We had way too much fun on that day, and I hope you do the same. You know, looking back from that day to today, it's been an incredible journey. Lots of ups and downs. And if I'm honest, it hasn't been easy. So if I may leave you with anything, you know, when along the way, when things get difficult, when you feel lost, please remember it's okay to turn everything off. And it's okay to satisfy our primal need for silence. And in that silence, wander on your own. Discover your own path. And don't ever be afraid to get to know yourself better. Because I think the whole world right now is trying to redefine itself. And you are a big part of that journey. And we're counting on you. So congratulations again. I'm so excited for you. Go forth and best of luck.
My name is Robin Blates, and on behalf of the Film Media Theater Department, I want to congratulate the class of 2021, and especially all of our seniors, as well as those of you graduating from the Theater Arts Department and the Film Studies program. We are so proud of you all for all of the creative and scholarly work that you have done on campus and in this final year of Mount Holyoke that has been such a challenge. We appreciate the efforts of so many of you as the two departments have come together over the past few years, and hope that you will stay in touch with us to let us know of your adventures and to watch the burgeoning new department. We look forward to seeing you back on campus sooner than later and wish you all the best of luck.
Hi, my name is Bode Omojola, and on behalf of the Department of Music, I want to offer my congratulations to all our majors and the class of 2021 more broadly. This has been another tough year, but you worked very hard and rose to the challenge. We are very proud of your achievements. I hope that you will keep in touch with the department. Once again, congratulations.
Hey, so I know this is an overused metaphor, but since we are Mount Holyoke College, you guys have made it to the top of the mountain. So here's a huge congratulations to the class of 2021 with a special shout out to the environmental studies majors. We are cheering you on today. Woo!
Well, hello, seniors. This is Al Werner. I'm in the geology department.
And on behalf of Geology, Geography, and Environmental Studies, I want to wish you a heartfelt congratulations. You made it. You have persevered through a very difficult year. You saw it through, and my personal opinion is if you can make it through this year, you can do just about anything. So well done. We're proud of you, and we wish you well for what lies ahead.
Hi, I'm Ali Aslam. On behalf of the Politics Department, I want to congratulate all of our majors in the entire class of 2021.
Hi, my name is Alan Van Giesen, and I am the chair of the Chemistry Department. And on behalf of the Chemistry Department, I would like to say congratulations to all of our graduating seniors and all of our Francis Perkins Scholars. And a special congratulations to all of our chemistry and biochemistry majors. We are very, very proud of you. Now go out there and make some solutions.
Hi, I'm James Harold. I'm the chair of the Philosophy Department. And on behalf of the whole department, I want to warmly congratulate the class of 2021 on your graduation. While we have greatly missed seeing you in person in our classrooms and around Skinner, we have been so impressed by the work that you've done in our classes, the papers you've written, the dedication you've shown, and we have every confidence you're going to go on to do great things. We very much hope that you will keep in touch with us, let us know what you're doing, email us, and that you will come back and visit at the earliest opportunity. We can't wait to see you again. Congratulations to the class of 2021.
Madam President, on the recommendation of the faculty of Mount Holyoke College, I have the honor to present these candidates for the degree of Master of Arts in Teaching.
Graduate students, you have successfully completed the course of study prescribed by the faculty. Therefore, by virtue of the authority of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts vested in the trustees of Mount Holyoke College, and by them delegated to me, I confer upon you the degree of Master of Arts in Teaching and admit you to all its rights and privileges.
The degree of Master of Arts in Teaching. Ariana Marie Acevedo. Odalis Amparo. Braya Barboza. Lindsay Eileen Berkowitz. Nicholas Blaze. Christina Noel Bogaz. Vincent Brewer. Gina Marie Brindisi. Carrie Burden. Dawn M. Giardi. Brittany Denate Clark. Stephanie Lynn Clymer. Deborah Lori Courage. David Michael Cunningham. Bryant Michael Ular Demore. Julia Rose Donardo. Carrie Denote. Summer Drost. Kendra Edwards. Jennifer Tammy Endris. Christina Fosnot. Wigberto Mario Feliciano Rodriguez. Avia Danger Ferrandi. Bryn Harris Fogarty. Crystal Ann Foley. Kelly Gardside. Naomi Haber. William Gow Harrington. Emma Haskell. Jennifer Haugshaw-Habing. Diana Linda Hayes. Rebecca Herring. Sarah Elizabeth Hickman. Allison Spiegel Hodgkin. Chia-Ying Su. Aaron Hutchinson. Mallory Jennings Nobles. Walter James Johnson. Deja Johnson Kemp. Rebecca Jane Kasia. Alan Kellogg. Lauren Taylor Kim. Michael Carl Lawrence Riddell. Jahia Joanne Lee. Wajiko Shiko Magua. Lizette F. Martinez Samalot. Kathleen M. McCausland. Megan Ferrara. Julie Ann Morell. Chella Melodia Neely. Hallie Novak. Molly E. Ortiz. Christine Park. Alexandra Chase Pisty. Cynthia Lee Rodriguez. Eleanor Campbell Rogers. Laura Allison Ross. Sarah Rudd. Adriana Silva Gote. Melanie Steer. Samson Callister Stolar. Harvest Elizabeth Tosova. Catherine Patricia Von Allman. Holly Whip. Abigail Wicker. Helen Woods.
Hello, my name is the Professor David Hernandez, and I'm speaking on behalf of my colleagues in Latina and Latino Studies, and I'm here to offer heartfelt congratulations to Latina and Latino Studies minors and celebrate the diversity of our graduates, the class of 2021. Completing a four-year degree is a major accomplishment by anyone's standards. Please take the time to congratulate yourselves and your peers, to thank your supporters, and to recognize all the work you accomplish on your own, sometimes without support. Whether you travel, enter the workforce, begin your graduate training, or spend the summer sleeping and reading, please follow the tradition of Latina and Latino Studies students and always, and I mean always, use your powers for good. Best wishes.
Hello, seniors. I'm Elizabeth Young, Chair of the English Department.
And I'm Wes Yu, Director of Studies for the English Department.
And on behalf of the entire English department, we want to congratulate our senior English majors. We are so impressed by and proud of you.
We applaud your endurance, especially in this most difficult of years. And we honor your accomplishments, your commitment to writing and literary thinking, to making words mean and matter.
We wish you the best and celebrate you and the entire class of 2021. Congratulations!
Hi, my name is Jason Young, and on behalf of the Astronomy Department, I'd like to offer congratulations to the entire class of 2021, but especially to our majors, Zoe, Celia, Anna, and Nor.
Hi, Ellen Perrell here on behalf of the Department of Physical Education and Athletics, here to give our heartfelt congratulations to our graduating athletes and the entire class of 2021. We wish you the best. Stay strong, stay healthy. Please come back and visit often. Go Lions!
I'm Barbie DeWald.
And I'm Shakia Barron. On behalf of the dance department, we'd like to congratulate the dance majors and class of 2021.
Your embodied knowledge will accompany you wherever you go. We believe in you.
And remember,
moving matters.
Hello, my name is Eleanor Townsley. I am Professor and Chair of the Department of Sociology and Anthropology. And on behalf of the department, I want to extend a big congratulations to all of our majors and minors and to everybody in the class of 2021. Well done, you did it, you're through, and it was a hard year. We also want to extend our warmest wishes to you now and in the future. We can't wait to see what you will do. So don't forget us. Come back and tell us all your news. Congratulations again.
Hello, I'm Catherine Le Gouy, Chair of the French Department. To our French majors and to the entire class of 2021, warmest congratulations on your commencement. You are marvelous people with a great deal to give, and your Mount Holyoke education will stand you in good stead. The world we share needs you, and I hope you will follow Mary Lyon's exhortation to engage with it. Your professors are very proud of you, and we wish you all the best. Félicitations et bon vent.
Madam President, I have the honor to present these candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts.
Members of the class of 2021, you have successfully completed the course of study prescribed by the faculty. Therefore, by virtue of the authority of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts vested in the trustees of Mount Holyoke College and by them delegated to me, I confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Arts and admit you to all its rights and privileges.
The degree of Bachelor of Arts. Uwanabasi E. Abasiurua. Alam Hassan Idris Abdul Jalil. Yasmin Siyad Abdullahi. Elise Abreu. Laura Adanii. Sarah Michelle Adler. Liel Alexia Adrian. Noor Aftab. Maha Riaz Ahmed. Grace Catherine Alexander. Catherine Bain Alexander. Anna Zara Ali. Hunar Anand. Charlotte Anderson. Maggie Anderson. Saida Tassin Unjum. Mingzhen Ao. Megan May Arnold. Gabrielle Lynn Arzuega. Mary Wallace Aslan. Ariana Helena Roche Betts. Jean Baker. Joey Lynn Barron Ball. Yiwen Bao. Gabriela Elizabeth Barreras. Falguni Busneth. Kiana M. Bauer. Anna Bainton. Zoe Ann Bean. Haddon Holly Beckham. Chloe Shannon Bernier. Ashton Lind Bliss. Julia Elizabeth Blomberg. Sydney Boker. Emma Elizabeth Bowie. Anna Catherine Brabazon. Anna Hall Brayman. Chelsea Marie Braz. Abigail Bridgers. Sophie Elise Bright. Mila May Brilliant. Sophia Brooks Randall. Naomi Elizabeth Brown. Sydney May Brown. Virginia Butt. Summer Aldous Byers. Myra Alejandra Cabezas. Gianna Yuhan Kai. Helen Claire Campbell. Sungyi Lily Tao. Jamie Lee Caps. Luciani Ruiz Diaz Capra. Adele Marie Cardani. Emily Elizabeth Carl. Chelsea Lynn Carlson. Jamie Rosemary Cass. Catherine Elizabeth Champeau. Abigail Marie Chellis. Dongyi Jen. Esther Chen. Rebecca Chen. Shay Chen. Xiaoyao Chen. Chun Yuan. Tiffany Chung. Allison Nicole Sherrier.
Percy Child.
Joss Alma Childs. Anya Sita Chanaya. Dina Chohan. Yanji Choi. Amaya Choksi. Hiri Chu. Youngbi Chu. Kusha Chopra. Malachi Joseph Holzhauer Chuckus. Ireland Arlene Claire Kennedy. Jahia Panny Clark. Annie Colby McKeon. Abby Marie Collette. Caitlin Margaret Connell. Natalie L. Conti. Isabel Ryder Cooperman. Catherine Kelly Corasanti. Sarah Kucher. Moira Croshaw. Julissa De Leon. Nora Grace Brown Syra. Autumn Daggett. Lahala Malia Delaney. Maria Lucia Grady Delgado. Madeline Catherine Defosse. Broma Dewanji. Catherine Alexandria Dick. Savita Jane Khadijah Diggs. Kellyanne Shay Disher. Haya Diwan. Allison Frances Doherty. Ruth Ann Doherty. Li-Ming Sheila Dolan. Chloe Mercedes Dorsanville Stubbs. Catherine Dow. Molly Eileen Driscoll. Rachel Ann Drossel. Catherine Alexis May DeBrule. Courtney Elizabeth Dunham. Alan Dunlap. Catherine Marie Dutelli. Tuba Edie. Phoenix Imani Aduba Edmond. Cheyenne Ellis. Catherine Maria Elwell. Jasmine Iriku. Alma Everts. Janice Ruth Kapusta Lemzak Fama. Jachi Fawn. Zoe Elizabeth Farr. Jasmine Ali Fauzi. Callie Ellen Fellows. C. Feng. Leora Marlene Ferrari. Saba Fiazeddin. Vincent Finchbrand. Caitlin Grace Fisher. Gracie Donnelly Fisher. Madeline Annelle Tucker Fitzgerald. Madison Louise Sear Flukager. Kari Madison Fossum. Ileana Grace Fournier. Delaney Cates Fowler. Sarah Catherine Fries. Jocelyn Mackenzie Furness. Sonia Mary Garcia Rijos. Fiona Ann Leaf Garner. Rahel George. Anya Gerasimova. Juniper Glass Kleiber. Victoria Glidden. Claire Elizabeth Glover. Eleanor Lee Goff. Emma Haley Golden. Ilana Claire Golden. Murray Golding Powers. Alicia Christine Gonzalez. Min Ji Gu. Maya Gore. Zoe Simone Goris. Olivia Gauk. Juliet Frances Greenwood. Taining Gu. Anran Guo. Di Guo. Brittany Inez Gutierrez. Micah Haftel. Taylor Jean Hall. Jiwon Ham. Kelly Shane Hammond. Shanzi Hassan. Lingyu Hua. Pinning Hua. Anna Engelsberg Hendricks. Lydia Ann Henning. Grace Ann Herman. Sam Tron Herder. Taylor R. Hewitt. Claire Isabella Haywood. Riley Hicks. Elizabeth Catherine High. Charity Hilleman. Fiona Hines. Kayla Kanice Hinkson Grant. Min Tom Huang. Audrey Hogan. Yue Hong. Clara Honigberg. Konami Hoshino. Maggie Hoxa. Suqinglim Huang. Yuchi Huang. Mimi Huckins. K.A. Hughes. Soo-young Hung. Emma May Hunter. Selena Hussein. Sabrina Husseini. Sabrina Tao T. Nguyen. Tran Pham Bao Nguyen. Tuba Ali Indar. Sheza Arshad Iqbal. Sonako Hakas. Samyukta Jadeja. Farah Batul Jaffrey. Lily Bowen James. Safa Halim Jawad. Alicia Haley J. Halua Althea Doherty. Jishuan Ji. Peiyuin Jiang. Shan Jiang. Wenfan Jiang. Yushin Jiang. Ashley Danielle Jimenez. Agnes Marie Johnson. Bridget Catherine Johnson. Cordelia Jones. Katie Jones. Lillian C. Jones. Robin Grace Jordan. Robin Elise Joyce. Andrea Renee Juarez Solis, Alex Colwhite, Isabel Ann Kolodner, Abby Kaplan, Rita Kareem, Ava Ruth Karp, Sophia M. Carr, Sukhneet Kaur, Emma Kautz, Asta Kiran KC, Joy W. Keat, Shane Eli Kiter Masevsky, Trinity Atira Kendrick, Robin Carpenter Kerr, Alishba Adil Khalil, Minahil Khan, Sanur Koso, Min Hwang Koo, Haeyeon Kim, Hyo Ri Kim, Rachel Jinsun Kim, Ariel Samantha Kimberly, Peyton Yumi Kim Latona, Olivia Mabel Kipling Brownlow, Evelyn Jean Kirby, Julia Ann Klein, Molly Jenmei Kleinman, Julia Miranda Klukoff, Hannah Rose Knapp Broas, Jillian Knox, Catherine Kulejvari, Deborah Dadi Nuerki Corbu, Deborah Kubueo, Natalie Ann Kulak, Natalie Michelle Kerpiel, Yasung Kwok, Alicia Sabrina Kwok, Kelly Kidd, Lily Labine, Abigail Marie LaFleur, Xiaoya Lai, Emily Mariko Lang, Genesis Lara Granados, Nicole Lara Granados, Carol Veronica Law, Jessica Nicole Lazar, Trin Lee, Elena Lee, Yewan Lee, Yifan Lei, Kai Levy, Caitlin Lewis, Sophia Noel Lewis, Bingqing Li, Ivy Chenghui Li, Hofei Li, Jenning Li, Chin Li, Shenyi Li, Shuangliang, Christine Shinro Lin. Janan Lin. Pu Shin. Yingtong Yu Lin. Mallory Lin. Tiayu Lu. Nenen Lu. Jinshin Lu. Christina Ann Lively. Vivian Marie Livesey. Anpa'o Dorothy Ann Locke. Breton Leodin Pauline Lorway. Rebecca M. Lovett. Olivia Lowe. Heidi Tingan Liu. Anna McDonald. Kuzivakwashe Viola Ladungwe. Sharon Mai. Ginger Jennings Malley. Elisa Bartolotti Malvicini. Isabella Manino. Yu Mao. Maha Mapara. Julia Marcello. Marsofia Sarah Marcellus. Tomiche Martinez. Tyra Masuda. Sophia Helena Maxfield. Jennifer Mba. Rebecca McBain. Sorka Caroline McCrohan. Abigail McNally. Rachel Elizabeth McNeil. Kari Miko. Megan Noel Michaels. Maggie Mary Miklo. Madeline Greer Miller. Margaret Hayes Minette. Shamen Minshu. Tiana Rose Mitchell Farrow. Lauren Elizabeth Modick Doyle. Ganeek Mohideen. Gianna Mary Molinari. Colleen Erin Molnar. Ivy Adele Marie Monterose. Annabelle Mooney. Carmela Mooney. Kendall May Morales. Joliet Morrill. Rachel Nicole Moses. Shrishti Mukherjee. Tamara Maria Makulu. Celia Ruth Mulcahy. Isabel J. Muller. Prachi Mulni. Magdalena Eileen Murphy. Phoebe Olivia Murtaugh. Anna Naji. Ken Wu. Nguyen Thuy An. Lin Huang Mi Nguyen. Nguyen Tran Tao Nguyen. Ariel Nguyen. Yibing Ni. Julian Namiski. Nadia Naiva. Kendra D. Nolan. Drew Mathiasen O'Brien. Hannah O'Connor. Siobhan E. O'Connor. Skylar Odin. Cherry O. Unye Lukachiku, Uhu Remi, Ukonji. Hadley Grace Omalia. Sarah Omar. Kanyansola Onitiri. Alyssa Marie Ortiz. Annette Osborne. Sinead O'Sullivan. Olivia Lynn Oswald. Amelia Francis Poloschuk. Charlotte Rose Pappas. Gabrielle Haldane Paquette. Jacqueline Park. Alexandra Hu Padawaran. Lena Patel. Naz Josephine Paul. Lily Paxton. Brenda Irene Payette. Yangyi Peng. Juliet Ireless Deborah Astrid Pepe. Michelle Lucia Perez. Meryl Stewart Fair. Trong Lee Doan Pham. Audrey Rose Phillips. Radhika Podar. Emily Claire Crawford Pollock. Juliana Rose Puccio. Tatum Lee Pulley. Audrey Putman. Yaling Ching. Yue Chu. Aeneas Quiles Lewis. Kylie Quinn. Famida Monzer Rafa. Jillian Nicole Revis. Riv Rigi. Tess Elizabeth Remick. Fiona Sky Reynolds Cornell. Jacqueline Arden Rich. Lainey Richards. Marguerite Rindlisbacher. Charlotte Grace Roach. Emily Robinson. Emma Madeline Robson. Isabel Rodriguez. Casey Tulane Rupke. Emily Mogum Rolls Fozo. Julia Marie Rotar. Alexandra Ellison Salamoni. Ramisa Salsabil, Alyssa Nicole Salzberg, Elizabeth Galloway Sams, Gianna Gloria Sarzan, Sara Sarmiento, Shamali Sadisan, Blythe Skilperor, Hannah Lynn Schoenbaum, Lareba Cebu, Lauren Taylor Seng, Kanata Shazad, Apara Sharma, Isabel Jane Shepard, Neva Drew Schinder, Jesse August Ashin Shipman, Pallavi Shristha, Parpiti Shristha, Emerald Fancy Sims, Catherine Jean Simpson, Jingying Situ, Margaret Maud Skelly, Clarissa Soma Gonsalves Cordero, Elena Jisoo Sun, Sarah Son, Yumeng Song, Anna Carolina Sousa, Gabrielle Elizabeth Sepatelli Spano, Brianna Faith Stevens, Oliver M. Stockert, Gabriela Maria Antonellis Stone, Michaela Stone, Hannah Bess Hyann Summerfield Goncher, Jayi Sun, Maddie Creighton Tacey, Julia Talamo, Sabrina Kelly Talir, Tiffany Jing Yi Tang, Tenzing Tashashar, Estefani Tavares, Sarah Margaret Tenney, Irene Thomas, Kelsey Thomas, Sophie Elizabeth Thorson, Mary Catherine Tobin, Ray Tamarkin, Marissa Tausi Farrer, Amelia Hung Tran, Destiny Trelaw, Chiptum Teresa Tuitoek, Joanna Maria Tulik, Elise Tunkelrot, Catherine Ann Turner, Fatima Udine, Alice T. Van Bokkelen, Haley Gabrielle Verelst, Sorawan Vesvarut, Jennifer Pamela Villa Chavez, Becky Jane Waugh, Jocelyn Arnell Walker, Xinyi Wan, Kushin Wang, Luhan Wang, Muyuan Wang, Qianyu Wang, Xinyi Wang, Shu Wang, Nikita Sydney Elizabeth Waskowitz, Jacqueline B. Wedigus, Eileen Wei, Chongru Wei, Olivia White, Daphne Williams Hutfills, Megan Elizabeth Windus, Amira Fatima Winston, Kenna Veladis, Callie Wolgamuth, Isabel Ann Wolin, Emma Lee Ann Wolf, Marion Hildy Wallach, Grace Ann Catherine Hyatt Woods, Maya Wright, Olivia R. Robleski, Jenny Wu, Adrian Wu, Mia Wysocki, Megan Shou, Nanfang Xu, Ruizhen Xu, Yujing Xu, Naifei Xue, Olivia Yanchik, Lu Yang, Shannon Yao, Molly Marine Yaros, Amrita Latso Yeshi, Fatima Zafar, Noelia Zambrano Aguajo, Louisa Zabrowski, Jahua Zhang, Miao Zhang, Xiaoying Zhang, Ya Zhang, Yuar Zhang, Yuhan Zhang, Chuyu Tracy Zhang, Emily Jenna Zhang, Linglu Zhang, Olivia Chunping Zhou, Tianyi Zhou, Waner Zhou, Jialin Xu, Shinrei Xu, Larushe Bora Zailali,
Hello to the class of 2021, majors, minors, and all of you who have enlivened our classrooms, studios, and offices in the art building, and now heroically grace our screens, although that's no substitute, all of us in
art history
and
architectural studies.
Offer our heartfelt congratulations for your accomplishments and our best wishes for the future.
Congratulations, seniors, and please keep in touch.
Congratulations and bon voyage.
Cheers and best wishes for the future.
Congratulations and send photographs.
Congratulations and please stay in touch. We want to hear about where you go from here.
Congratulations, enjoy, and be safe.
And complimenti. See you at some point.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Hello, class of 2021. I'm Kirsten Nordstrom, and on behalf of the Physics Department, I'd like to extend our congratulations to our majors and more broadly to all the graduates of 2021. We've had the privilege of teaching a lot of you, and we hope you go forward and do great things. We know you will. What's this thing in front of me? This is a Stirling engine powered by the thermal energy in my cup of coffee here. If that's not an analogy for how you get through life, I don't know what is. Cheers.
Hi, my name is Amy Camp. I'm co-chair of the program in biochemistry.
And I'm Katie McMenamin, the other co-chair for the program in biochemistry.
And on behalf of the whole program in biochemistry, I would like to congratulate the class of 2021 on your amazing accomplishments. We're so proud of you. We're so excited for everything you'll go on to achieve. Please stay in touch. We'll miss you. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Great job, everyone.
As chair of the program in Romance Languages and Cultures, I would like to congratulate all of our majors and minors. Go out in the world, do great things, and then come back and visit. Congratulations. Do not forget us. We are proud of you.
Congratulations to the class of 2021, especially math majors, statistics majors, and data science majors. Yay!
Congratulations!
Hi, I'm Saren Houston.
And I'm Zariah.
And on behalf of everyone in geography, we want to say congratulations to the class of 2021. You are amazing. Woo!
To our Italian majors and minors.
Congratulazioni, siamo molto orgogliosi di voi.
Fatevi onore nel grande mondo e tornate presto a farci visita.
A presto.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
Hi, my name is Lucas Wilson, and I'm speaking to you on behalf of the faculty in the Africana Studies program at Mount Holyoke. I want to extend my heartfelt congratulations to the members of the class of 2021, especially those who chose to major or minor in Africana Studies during their years here. What a remarkable year, what a historic year. And I think that from the time you arrived at Mount Holyoke to today, the theme that I would like to leave you with is to go forward, to go well, and remember the three important things: love, study, and struggle. Peace.
This concludes the conferral of degrees in this ceremony. Our warmest congratulations once again to our honorary degree recipients, to the class of 2021, to our Francis Perkins Scholars, and to our graduate students. In the words of Mount Holyoke's founder, may you go forward, attempt great things, and accomplish great things. Congratulations, class of 2021.